You're not lazy. And it's not a lack of discipline. If you struggle to wake up in the morning, hit snooze over and over, feel mentally heavy, or need hours to feel, human psychology says something much deeper is happening. And most people completely misunderstand it. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that difficulty waking up is rarely about sleep quantity alone. It's about how your brain associates morning with stress, threat, or loss of control. Your brain doesn't wake you up based on time. It wakes you up based on expectation. If mornings mean pressure, anxiety, or obligation without reward, your nervous system resists waking because waking feels unsafe. This is called anticipatory stress response. Before your eyes even open, your brain runs a prediction. What happens if I wake up? If the answer is rush, noise, responsibility, emotional labor, a life you don't feel aligned with, your brain delays consciousness, not consciously. Biologically, studies from Stanford University's Sleep Research Center show that people who report low morning motivation have higher cortisol spikes before times waking, which actually makes waking harder, not easier. That's the paradox. Stress doesn't wake you up. It keeps you unconscious. Now here's where it gets more uncomfortable. Research from Oxford's Department of Experimental Psychology shows that people who struggle to wake up often have high cognitive load. Their brains never fully shut down at night. They don't rest. They ruminate. Their sleep is filled with mental processing, unfinished tasks, unresolved thoughts, emotional residue. So when morning comes, the brain says, "We're not done yet." That's why sleep feels heavy instead of refreshing. Another factor most people ignore is identity misalignment. UCLA psychology research found that people who feel disconnected from their daily purpose experience something called motivational sleep inertia, a resistance to transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. In simple terms, if your life feels meaningless, your brain doesn't want to start the day. This isn't depression. It's psychological disengagement. Your brain protects energy when it doesn't see value in spending it. And then there's the dopamine problem. Harvard neuroscience research shows that excessive nighttime stimulation, scrolling videos, constant novelty blunts, morning dopamine sensitivity. Dopamine is what creates drive. When your brain gets cheap dopamine late at night, mornings feel empty by comparison. So waking up feels like loss instead of opportunity. Your brain would rather stay asleep than face a dopamine deficit. This is why people who wake up early effortlessly usually have clear structure, anticipation, meaningful routine, predictable reward, not superior willpower. Now here's the critical distinction. People who can't wake up usually fall into one of two psychological profiles. The first is overloaded minds, high thinkers, emotionally aware, mentally active. Their problem isn't laziness, it's mental exhaustion. The second is disengaged minds, people who feel trapped in routines they didn't choose. Their problem isn't sleep, it's motivation collapse. And here's the most important insight. You don't fix waking up by forcing alarms. You fix it by changing what waking means to your brain. Stanford behavioral psychology shows that the brain wakes faster when the first 30 minutes of the day contain autonomy, predictability, low threat, small reward, not pressure. That's why disciplined people protect their mornings fiercely. They don't start the day reacting. They start it claiming control. Once your brain learns that waking up leads to clarity instead of chaos, resistance disappears. So if you struggle to wake up, don't ask, "What's wrong with my sleep?" Ask, "What is my brain trying to avoid?" Because the answer is never the alarm clock. And once you fix that, waking up becomes effortless.